잘 지내세요? Wow. 안녕하세요. 반갑습니다. Hi guys, I'm back with another video. I was gonna be doing this video in Korean, but it seems that the most of the people that are interested in 영상통화 fansigns are foreigners, so I'm gonna be speaking English today. I recently, if you've seen my recent video, I recently uploaded my fansign call with Ace on Why Global, and I thought it would be really interesting to do a sort of behind the scenes and just document my process up until buying the albums all the way to the actual call itself, and also just my thoughts afterwards. Now for fan calls, I have done both group fan calls and also one-to-one, like solo fan calls. I have only done fan calls with Ace, so if you're watching this and you're looking for advice for potentially a bigger group, my album numbers probably won't compare. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, first step, how do I get into a fan sign? Getting into the fan sign, I'd probably say is the hardest part in terms of the most financially difficult part. It's when you have to buy the albums. If you want to get into a fan sign, you have to buy your albums for a specific group from a specific website. For example, for my fan call uploaded, that was with Why Global. Ace posted a tweet saying that they're going to be doing a fan sign through Why Global. On that tweet, it just has a link to Why Global's website. What you'll need to do is you'll need to go to that website and then just buy the albums from there. When you apply for the fan sign, after all the delivery info, you will be required to put in your name and a form of video call platform, for example, Kakao Talk or Line. Between those two, I personally do prefer Line if it's available, just because the video quality, just for me, is a little bit better. And you'll also need to have a form of ID. I recommend solidifying this before you even apply for the fan sign. If you're a foreigner, the only, at least as I'm aware, the only form of acceptable ID is a passport. So I know we're in the middle of a pandemic, so if you don't have a passport or your passport's expired, I would get onto that ASAP, just because I'd be worried it might not be accepted. And this part's also very important. When you enter your name for the application, it needs to match your passport. If your name does not match your form of identification, there's a chance that you will not be accepted into the fan sign. And also be very, very careful with the spelling of your name. And next question, how many albums should I buy? This is a tricky question. This is a very tricky question. This depends on both the website that you're choosing and also the group you have. From my personal experience, for my Why Global fan sign, which is the one I uploaded, I bought 30 albums and got in. However, I have bought 30 albums for a makestar fan sign and not gotten in. I think I was lucky because Why Global isn't as popular as makestar. Not that many people know about it as much. And also the shipping for Why Global is more than the shipping for makestar. I think a lot more people apply for makestar. I'm gonna have to edit that down. For Why Global, for the group call, I got in with 30 albums. And with makestar for the group call, I got in with 100 albums. For makestar, for a one-to-one group call, I've gotten in with 50 albums. That's just my personal experience. And for makestar, I've applied to one solo one-to-one fan call of 20 albums and I didn't get in. In terms of how many albums to buy, in my opinion, I feel like for a group call, you'll usually be buying more albums than that of a solo call. 30 participants for the group call and then 15 participants for the solo call. So when you apply for the group call, there's no option to choose members. You just buy the albums in either the set of 3 for hire or just the album one version by itself. Whereas if you're buying the one-to-one fan calls, you get to choose a member down the bottom. So you can apply for Jun, Tongun, Seun, Wow, Byungkwan, or Chan. And after you bought the albums, we play the waiting game. Whew, this for me was the most gut-wrenching part. I remember so Why Global fan sign was actually the first online fan sign I applied for. I remember when I was waiting for it, it was awful. But I got in. In terms of how you know that you get in, the company you go with, the website will usually post up the list of winners. Either they'll tweet about it and they'll have a link and you click on the link and you open it, or you'll get an email. For me, for Why Global, it was clicking on the link and seeing my email. And for makestar, they posted the list on the makestar website itself, and they also sent you a confirmation email. Some places, after you get the confirmation, whatever, they'll contact you on your preferred platform, your preferred video call platform, and they'll require you to submit a form of your ID. As I mentioned previously, this is why it is extremely important to spell everything on your ID correctly, as if the ID that you send a photo of doesn't match, you may not be let into the Fansign. For Y Global, I had to send a photo of my passport, and that was it. And for makestar, I had to for makestar, they actually didn't ask me for any ID. I was surprised. For withdrama, I had to send a photo of my face holding my passport. Some places, they'll not just ask you to reply with to send a photo of your ID, they'll also ask you to send like a confirmation message. For example, I had to do this only for makestar. For my makestar group fan call, I was number 30, so they sent me a message like, hey, could you please send your name and your number to this other makestar? And just to make sure that they have the list. And I recommend doing that as soon as you can, just so it doesn't leave any complications for the future part of your call. Okay, next stage. How do you prepare? This is the exciting part. So if you're reaching this stage, congratulations on getting into the Fansign. And this is when you prepare what questions you'd like to ask them. And I feel like this is a very personal process. So depending on whether you're on a one-to-one fan call or a group fan call, the amount of time that you get with your favorite artist is different. For group calls, you get 90 seconds or 1:30 seconds with each member. And for solo one-to-one calls, I'd say you, just from what I've seen, my experience and my friends' experience, you get usually around 3 to 4 minutes. So you need to structure your questions around how much time that you have for your fan call. For me, because I did all my questions in Korean, it took me quite a long time. So the total time it took for me brainstorming, translating, timing how long it takes me to say my questions, and guessing how long it will take them to reply, it took me about 7 hours to finalize my group call script. And for my solo fan call, I think it took around maybe like 4 hours. I honestly can't remember. It was a bit easier then because I'd already done the group call. And they also do have translators, so you can speak in English as well. And next, setup. So for your fan call, you'll most definitely need a phone and a stable Wi-Fi connection, and also headphones. Yes. I also have a ring light just because the quality of the video looked a bit better. And I also decorated, so I had my curtains, and then I also had some fairy lights, and I got some of those little blow-up balloons and just wrote Ace, just because I thought it would be cute just to decorate. I recommend choosing a place that's relatively quite quiet, just because you don't want any interruptions. And remember, for your fan call, it can only be you. It can only be you in the room. You're hanging out with your mate, and then they call you and they see your mate, like, it's over, bro. So if your mate's with you in the room, make sure they're on the other side of the camera. If you got a sound man, a cameraman, make sure the bro is behind the camera, because we don't want to have a sad bros night. Okay, next stage, a test call. For some places you'll get a test call before the event. I got a test call from Y Global and also withdrama. The test call will usually be about 3 hours before the event, and you'll get a text like 1 hour prior to the test call just to be like, hey, we're doing a test call, please come. I didn't get a test call for makestar. Makestar were really chilled. They didn't ask for my ID, they didn't ask for a test call. Nice. And the most exciting part, the actual call. So before the call starts, you will get a text saying, hey bro, the call's gonna start soon. This will usually be about 10, from my experience, like 10 to 25 minutes before the call. In a group call, usually they'll call you and there'll be like a piece of paper that says please stand by, or a staff member that says please wait. If you get a one-to-one fan call, usually it goes straight to the artist, especially if you're on makestar. So for my Y Global, my first fan call, I had no idea what to expect. I had no idea what to expect for the fan call, and I got the call. I went straight to a cameraman. I was not expecting it. I was like, he had a face mask on, so I was like, surely it's not Ace. And then he introduced himself. He's like, 안녕하세요, 잘 들리네요, like 잘 보이세요, like can you see? And I was like, yes. I can see so well. And then after you're greeted, you're usually on hold for maybe like 1 or 2 minutes. Then the member will literally just pop up on the screen like, Like before I knew it, Donghan was there and I literally
안녕하세요.
It was yeah, I got surprised. I got the shock of my life. It just popped up. He was just there. Then you have to call for the members. Some places, I haven't experienced this, but some places will have a timer for 1 minute or 1 minute 30. So sometimes when you talk to them, the timer will go off and then that's it, next person. For Y Global, they didn't have a timer. So it was Ace being like, okay, time to be like, they look up and be like, oh, the staff member was probably like, stop talking to her. Like, time's up, buddy. Just next person. Like, hurry up! Say your goodbye speech. They say, oh, insert name here, insert name here. Oh no, 와주셔서 너무너무 고맙고. That means time's up, bro. That means time's up, bro. We're done. Say it, 사랑해! And then it goes to the next member. I usually turn off the video and then you'll just awkwardly sit there like this for 30 seconds. And then the next member just pops up. The next just pops up and you do it all over again.
네, 사랑해요. 안녕하세요. 한국말 괜찮아요?
Just a solo call, you connect with the artist and yeah. And the goal, once you finish talking to the final member, the cameraman will literally just cut off the camera. And that's it. Congratulations, you've just spoken to your favorite beans on a video call. I'll just finish the video with my final thoughts, and that is, I was a little bit worried, oh, what if they're not as cool as I think they are? Oh, what if they hate me? Oh, what if they think my Korean shit? However, they were not like that at all. They are some of the warmest, most sincere, most genuine, most funny and kind people that I've ever met. And just the whole time I was talking to them, I was just so happy. I literally just felt like a little bundle of sunshine. It just felt so warm. Even though I'm poor, I'm so grateful that I've been able to have this experience. I'm also really grateful that I spoke Korean. So if you're thinking, oh, I don't know if I should speak Korean, what if I think I'm weird? Bro. Oh, sorry, that's not gender neutral. My friend, go for it. They're gonna appreciate it so much. Even if it's not perfect, even if you don't do it well, even if you call Jun patient.
당신은 환자 아닌가요? 왕자? 응, 왕자.
They'll probably be very surprised. All of us were really surprised that I could speak Korean, except for Chan. I don't know why, but he just went with it. I respect that. If there's anything that I've missed, please let me know in the comments and I'll get back to you. I'm also thinking of shooting a Q&A video in the future, so if you guys have any questions, anything you're curious about me, please leave it down below in the comments. And yeah, hopefully I'll be able to get on to shooting that very soon. Okay, I'm going to end it on there. Once again, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I hope you have a lovely day. 안녕!